All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we are diving deep into a dark and twisting tale of obsession, rivalry, and the absolutely shocking secrets behind the perfect magic trick. You see these words? You want to be fooled. This is the key. This right here unlocks our entire story. It's part challenge, part invitation, and honestly, part warning. It really sets the stage for everything that's about to unfold. Okay, so picture this, turn-of-the-century London. It's foggy, it's filled with new inventions, and it's where two young, ambitious magicians are about to become the bitterest of enemies. So let's meet our main players. On one side, you've got Robert Angier. He's the showman, the performer. He absolutely lives for the roar of the crowd. And on the other side, Alfred Borden. He's a purist, a raw, gifted magician who is obsessed with the craft itself. Now, their styles couldn't be more different, but their ambition, it was exactly the same, to create the world's greatest illusion. So how did it all go so wrong? Well, their friendship, their partnership, it all shatters in a single tragic performance. During a water escape trick, Angier's wife, Julia, drowns. And the knot that failed to release? Borden tied it. Angier's grief just curdles into this all-consuming need for revenge, and that single moment turns their partnership into a lifelong war. This isn't just about professional jealousy, you see. This is born from the deepest kind of loss. So they go their separate ways, right? They launch their own careers. And that's when Borden unveils a trick so impossible, it's going to light the fuse on Angier's obsession. He calls it the transported man. And for the audience, it was just mind-blowing. It was simple, instantaneous, and completely impossible. He gets in a cabinet on this side of the stage, and bam, in the exact same instant, he's walking out of another one on the other side. No hidden wires, no obvious trapdoors. I mean, how on earth did he do it? You can imagine, this just drives Angier absolutely insane. He's completely consumed by it. He tries everything to figure it out. He even creates his own version using a lookalike, an actor. But he hates it. And why? Because while his double is on stage taking the bow, Angier has to hide underneath, just listening to the applause. For a showman like him, that is a special kind of hell. So Angier's at his wit's end. He's tried everything. And in his desperation, he decides to look for a solution that's, well, it's less about magic and more about science. Maybe even something a little supernatural. So where does he go? He tracks down the one and only Nikola Tesla, the brilliant inventor working with electricity. Angier is convinced that science can do what stagecraft can't. He wants Tesla to build him a real teleportation machine. Now Tesla, he sees what's happening. He warns him. He sees that dangerous spark in Angier's eyes. But, Angier has got money, and he is not taking no for an answer. So, against his better judgment, Tesla agrees to build the machine. But here's the thing. The machine Tesla builds, it doesn't do what Angier wanted, not even close. It does something way, way stranger. Something much more terrifying than he ever could have imagined. Yeah, it's not teleportation, it's duplication. Every single time Angier steps inside and flips the switch, a perfect, living, breathing copy of him appears a few feet away. A terrifying, perfect clone. So now Angier has this horrifying piece of technology, and with it, he goes back to London to finally unveil his masterpiece, the real transported man. And wow, is it a sensation. Every night, he vanishes in a flash of lightning, only to reappear across the theater. The crowd goes wild. He's done it. He's finally beaten Borden. He is the greatest. But the secret behind it? Oh, the secret is dark. Because what the audience has no idea about is that every night, that machine creates a brand new Angier. So one of them appears up in the balcony to take that glorious bow. But the other one, the one left on stage, well, he falls through a trapdoor into a locked tank of water, and he drowns every single night. Think about that. It's an act of suicide and murder repeated over and over again just for the sake of applause. And for his grand finale, his ultimate act of revenge, he uses the trick one last time. But this time, he makes sure Borden is there to see one of the drowned bodies, framing him perfectly for murder. It leads to Borden's arrest, his death sentence. It's the ultimate, cruel victory. But just when you think it's all over, it turns out Borden had a secret of his own. And trust me, it's a secret that's even more profound and more sacrificial than anything Angier could have ever dreamed up. It changes everything. So, in their final, fateful confrontation, Angier finally learns the truth about Borden's loyal engineer, Fallon. You know, the guy who's always lurking in the shallows, his constant companion. And it turns out, Fallon and Borden weren't just collaborators. Their connection was something so much deeper, so much more shocking. They were identical twins. That's it. That was the whole secret. No terrifying science, no impossible machine, just two brothers perfectly in sync, playing one part. To protect that secret, they had to share everything. One career, one public identity. They even shared one wife, which you can imagine caused so much pain and confusion for her. It was an unbelievable sacrifice. One brother was on stage, the other was in the shadows, their entire lives, all for the sake of the perfect trick. You know, in magic, the third act is called the prestige. It's where you bring something back. And both of these guys, they mastered it, but the cost was just unimaginable. Angier literally created a cemetery of himself, drowning a clone night after night. But Borden sacrificed a complete life, sharing his existence so seamlessly that one brother could be hanged while the other lived on to get his revenge. So it all comes down to this, really, and it leaves you with this one haunting question. What was the ultimate illusion? The one on stage with all the lightning and the trapdoors? Or was it the quiet, painful illusion they lived off stage every single day of their lives?